Welcome back, folks, and thanks for joining us for This Week in Agribusiness. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Max, certainly an important conversation at planting time. I know you've been learning a lot about mental health.
We have. We've been consulted each week by Adrienne Desutter. She's on the farm in Illinois, and she talks with farm families quite a bit about some of their challenges they are working through. There are young people on the farm, too. They are very busy, as we see in the social media posts, their FFA, 4-H activities, and there are some challenges there as well.
Oh, for sure, Max. You're right. And some of it is just that, is juggling all the different organizations and all the things that are going on with farm families. You know, we're not just attending school. We're attending 4-H and trying to balance some of what we're doing out of school with the pressures that are happening at school. There's the scheduling. There's still practices in sports and things like that that they're trying to be involved in addition to showing your livestock or helping out on the farm during, especially during those busy seasons, or getting chores done. So there's definitely a lot going on at all ages. My children, my oldest is only 5. We've got 4 kids, 5 and under. And so, we definitely see some of the stresses during planting and harvest especially. But even the transition into the busy seasons, or the transition out of the busy seasons, of how our routine gets broken up at home and changes so much at home, when that's a time where routine is really crucial for young children too. So kids at all ages definitely are struggling sometimes, in addition to experiencing the wonderful parts of being on a farm family.
Especially teens, it seems to me. And as a father of daughters and a father of granddaughters, it seems like young ladies go through quite a load in those teenage years. And you hear of parents who are really trying to get their arms around this challenge. And it becomes a scary time for many.
I will tell you that I was a teenage girl once, and so I can completely relate. I also counseled in the school that I worked with, was 6th grade through 12th grade, so I am right there with you, that those middle school years into high school can be a real struggle. And I think one of the things we have to focus on as parents, or grandparents, or as adults, is being able to connect with teens. I think the CDC came out with a statistic recently that 44% of teens felt persistently sad or hopeless during this pandemic recently. That's a whole lot, feeling persistently sad or hopeless. Those are symptoms of mental health conditions like depression or anxiety. And so that's a big number. And we need to make sure that we're focusing on connectedness, whether that is getting teens feeling connected to school, connected to those 4-H, church, other organizations, or just feeling connected to us as parents, or with teachers or some other adult. A lot of times we try to go right for that problem solving, how can I help you, or what can I do, or what type of advice can I give, or conversations can I have. Sometimes the best thing we can do as adults is take a step back, really think about what it was like to be a teenager, use that empathy, and then just listen. Allow your teens to talk in whatever way, wherever they're comfortable. Just take a step back and listen, and really observe what it is that's going on through their lives and what they're struggling with.
And sometimes professional help is needed, isn't it? It can make all the difference of night and day.
Absolutely. I've heard so many stories, just countless stories of teenagers and people at all ages, of course, that have talked to a doctor about, seeing a therapist. It can just be a resource at school, like a school counselor or a social worker at school, or even going that step beyond and seeing someone. You can work with your health insurance to figure out what type of providers are covered, but most insurance does cover mental health treatments, like conversations with a therapist. And you don't have to have a depression or anxiety diagnosis. Anyone can see a therapist. Anyone can benefit from a therapist or a counselor. And so yes, those conversations can just help us have sort of a mediator that helps us understand better what's going on in our children's minds and help us relate better.
We sure do appreciate the insight that Adrienne shares with us here in the month of May each year. There is that website you can consult yourself, and there's a lot of great information. You can go state by state to get some help there. It's farmstateofmind.org.